So now if we take, look how's everything is shifting back here. So we have, I put a Qs here. Here we have XLK. Now these XLK is pretty close to the benchmark, right? As we can see it here. I mean, these are ETFs. They don't move as like stocks, you know. I mean, stocks definitely is going to have a lot more upside, and and it's going to have a lot more downside as well. So stocks have been always going to be more volatile compared to the ETFs. ETFs range is 10 to 15%, give or take. They don't go up like 25, 30%. They never did, you know. So I mean, we have Amazon is looking pretty good. I took a shot at Amazon and I I only bought them because of the fib support that I was watching on the hourly, and I didn't had any I didn't had any buy signal on a daily, and so I took like just just a regular trade off the fib support to see if we can buy it. Then Amazon got a bit of a pop. So I cashed it out. I didn't want to hold the trade because well, it's like I don't have a daily buy signal. But anyhow, um, Amazon seasonality is very strong this month as well. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on. And now we have Amazon has this is something that I wanted to go back and get back in there. Uh, let's see. Oh God, I got 10,000 wave counts open here. So if we go back here, you see Amazon is right here. Amazon right now has a triple top. I was looking at it yesterday. You see the swing high here, this one, and we just this week, these two candles right there. So we have like a more like a triple top, like a quadruple top right here. So it had a sell signal, I know, but now it failed because of this swing right there. It took out this high right there of this swing. So we're back to the mean reversion buy signal here. Now, if you look at the price, it's pretty choppy, right? It's been pretty sideways for several weeks now. So the rotation looks good. We have a quadruple top right here. So we have one, two, three, and four, right? So we have four highs right here within the range of pennies. So it if we would make a case, I mean, it is possible. I mean, it's a pretty well-defined contracting triangle. So we just go like this. Okay. So you can just go at A, B, C, D, and E. Okay. If this is a triangle here, definitely looks like one. E is higher than C, D is lower than B. Um, we just need to play this move from here toward here and here. This is what I wanted to structure a deal. So we'll see next. Got a pretty good volume bar here as well, more than average. So this is the one I'm interested in. Next week, want to take a shot at this one. Um, if Amazon put up a gap here, that was that pop right there that Amazon had. So we'll see. This we just need to find retracement from here to this swing low to find ourselves an entry somewhere around here if it's going to be good. And then from here we can target these two. This is the considered as a post triangle thrust, so gonna I'll keep an eye on the 1 hour chart and see if we can try to find some entry. If I can get myself somewhere here, that'd be nice. Right here. Be a good entry somewhere around like this 230, right around here. Where are we at? 232 right now. See, it's up 1.45% now, which is fine. I mean, year to date is only up 5.9%. Quarter 5.9, month is up, week is outside week. Implied volatility is slightly a little bit higher. It's trading above 550 and 200, which is a good sign. So RSI is at 59. Okay. I mean, it looks definitely Amazon definitely looks good. I'm interested in this one. And plus the seasonality of Amazon looks really good this month as well. We looked at them. God, I didn't even change what's going on. Why this thing flipped? Here, I gotta change the other one. You see, September is really, really strong. If the seasonality plays out in Amazon, stock is up almost 5% year to date. I mean, if the stock is gonna take a hit, I mean, most likely it's gonna go flat for the year. So that breakout definitely makes sense. Plus the rotation looks good, so what is here? So the rotation looks good. So this is the one, because this is the one that moves the XLY. So now if we go back here, this is the top holding. You see XLY. Yeah, Amazon and Tesla. These are the two top holdings of consumer discretionary ETF. So this one is good. It's above 550 and 200 as well with a higher monthly bar. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Amazon Monday and Tuesday and see if we can get ourselves in. Um, I'm finally showing some life, but as you can see yesterday, Tesla closed yesterday at 350. The midpoint right here, 350. So it's sitting exactly at the midpoint of 52 weeks high and low. Remember, I always told you this thing before that every time when the price does manage to come down and then when it makes a mean reversion, it's gonna come back toward the midpoint. So that's what the same thing on the way down. So when you have stock is gonna have its run and then eventually when the stock will take a turn down, it will most likely come right back, to the midpoint. So we have there's two stocks. If we go back here, NVIDIA See, it has a sell signal. So, I mean, the stock had a monster run. I mean, we're talking since April 9, this huge bar right there that the buy signal triggered on this one flushed everything back. That's where all the stops gets triggered again. They just to take out the downside, but it held the low, as you can see, by just by pennies. And then it made that huge move back to the upside, all the way back up to all-time high. So ever since now, even the fact that they reported earnings as well, but for there's if we go back here, well, we have a 100% confirmation that it is in the lagging quadrant, right? So there's weakness there. So this weakness that we're seeing here is being confirmed from the RRG because it's definitely rotating. It rotated out. Now it's in the lagging quadrant. So that doesn't, I mean, it doesn't mean that this entire move that the Nvidia is bearish is just, it's losing some stream. I mean, mid after this monster run. So we'll watch these two right there. Microsoft yesterday was kind of heavy as well, down like almost 13 points or so. See, these two are the. Now, if we go back here to Microsoft, same story here. You got a sell signal here, right? And then we had this weakness ever since. So yesterday, Microsoft actually closed below the 50 um, EMA. So yet this one right there got the first test back here on 26th, managed to close up, moved up, got another test here, closed higher. You see, it was fighting this 50 for 3, 4, 5, 6, like 5, 6, 7 days. So finally yesterday, it put a huge outside bar, as you can see right there. So it took out the high of the previous day, which was Thursday, right there, and it took out the low, but it closed all the way down here. So plus the rotation that we can see, look at they had a pretty big spike in the volume as well yesterday. Yeah, people are just looks like not really. Mm, Market made the move from the futures, even on the horrible job report, and then just I guess market realized after half an hour that wait a second, something is just not adding up here. That's why it just took a pretty sharp reversal. And Broadcom was the one that made this huge move up, after earnings. But AMD and Nvidia, now if we go back to the AMD here, AMD is under a sell signal as well. That's been, but you see, these are the things that just makes everything so like confusing. Is like how market is rotates. Like you take the big top names that that drive the rally all the way back up, and then those few names are just again, it's all comes down to the rotation, and it's just this is why we track every single day. This is very, very important because you can see that how the sell signal matches the rotation. And it's the same thing that when we trade, I want to trade something that is coming out from here, you know, and pick a buy signal from there. So we're just gonna have to wait. That's all. I mean, but if these two are basically out in a lagging quadrant, but look at the other ones. Look at Tesla here. Look at the Google here. Look at this Google strength. Unbelievable. It's the strongest stock right now, the Mag 7. look at this relative strength compared to all the other ones. I mean, Google is a beast. Glad, I mean, I bought Google back in 162. It was a pretty good entry. This is a stock you gotta hold it. I've been talking about this company for a long time, as you guys all know that. This one, Broadcom, these are the companies you just gotta hold it. Don't do anything. Once you get in, could just stay in. Yeah, we're gonna go through it. I mean, Tesla finally, it will clear this one. See, yesterday made a new high here, so it will update on Monday. I mean, it's just look at this price action, man. It just even poor signals are confused as well. Like which way to fire, but they're working, but it just like this move, and then you got a sell signal, and you got another buy signal. It's just a back and forth. It's such a it's just not an easy chart to a price to trade. You know, just like this kind of a price action it's not easy to trade. We want something like this that trails up like the actual trend that moves it's this more directional trend, either to the upside or to the downside. This kind of like almost a 2 quarters worth of a sideways chop is brutal. You know, it's just basically that everybody pretty much is looking for a breakout. That one is this consolidation will end. And we had the same thing because it's what happens is like longer the sideways consolidation stays, when you actually get the breakout, that will be, you're not gonna get yourself in then. It's not gonna give you any sort of any pullbacks because the price consolidated for such a long time, and one is gonna make his way out, and it's gonna go, you know. So when is that thing is gonna happen? Well, nobody knows that, and then when you look everything about the company, it's just so difficult to put such a high price tag on this chart. You know, it's just fundamentally the stock is very weak. Like there's no, I mean, there are few guys are super bullish, and there's some of them are just literally neutral. Tesla is just it's a very it's always been a volatile stock and always will. I mean, now the board is making him a $1 trillion package to see if he can produce. Well, he can produce, let's say he can make 1 million robots, he can make 1 million cars, but who's buying? You have to look at this way, like you have a declining 41% sales. If you had the product, fine, you could have the best product. But if you're not, if there's no people buying your product, then where are you missing? You know, you're gonna have the like. That's the story with this stock. Is just like look at their earnings. I don't know. It's a tough, but again, the price moves first, and I mean the problem is this that this entire price is fighting this. Okay. This is this is a huge drawdown. This is almost like a 56% decline from peak to trough. Okay. All because of his political move that he made and and just got the stock just got punished as soon as he started working for the Doge. Price trying to recover, made his way up to a 50% retracement of this entire decline from peak to trough. And then from here, now he's trying to see, okay, well, if are we doing this? That's what that's what everybody wants. You fighting this. So the price is just, so we're looking at this. So every bull guy right there this is what he's looking at. So you're just gonna have three kind of like a phases. You have one down phase, side phase, and then you had another phase back to the upside. But at the same time, you're willing to take a risk like, okay, well, this sideway break, which has been, I don't know, since April, give or take, May, early May, whatever you want to call it. From here to here, so we're making a bull case for the stock to go like this. It is supporting a 50 and 200, fine, but it's just, if you're a shareholder, you have nothing to worry about. You have all the time in the world. But if you're an option trader, you just watching and babysitting every single candle because you're trading a chop and then you're trying to time that thing to see if I can get a reward based on the time window that I have, for the premiums that I purchased. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the chart itself, this is the cause it's it's very coiled now. So obviously, I mean, there's always a risk. This thing can happen as well. And it's just this is a typical stock that when everybody gets bullish, this is when it does the rug pull. And same thing to the downside. Everyone is bearish, the stock is going to make a reversal. So just gonna let's see what happens. See if it can just make its way out. I mean, the upside from here is, I mean, this on a daily chart is 370 if 350, 55 brings, well, 355, 370, and then the next is 390. That's the upside from here. ATR is 12. Yesterday I had a 11.99, 11%, 91% move. So it's a 12-point ATR stock right now. So if I know some of you like to swing trades here and there on your own as well, so just try to target 12, 13 points. It can move 15, 16 points or so, but then eventually it's gonna back off. So yesterday right there it closed at what, 12.3. Yeah, I made a 3.64% move yesterday, and the close was 12.31, which is, yeah, 12.34. That's the expected exact move. That's exactly where the close is right there. So it went up and then it just backed off. So it's just gonna, basically the point is you just looking for a ATR move. That's all. That's just, sure, you should not be looking at a 30 points, 40 points ahead move on top of it. That just, because those premiums are dirt cheap and those gonna go 10 times. Yeah, good luck with that. Um, Back to this, to the weekly time frame. How did we end the week? It was a short week, as we all know. Um, we put an outside bar here. We had an outside bar here. We had an outside bar here, and we had an outside bar here. I did, I, if I still have that. I posted this thing yesterday. I don't know what the heck happened to that chart. Um, this one. This is the April low, right? Which was that 40, whatever, 48.35. Um, this blue bars right there, these were the outside bars. These are the weekly, this is a weekly time frame. So you have one, two, three, four. This is the fifth one. Okay. So the previous four times, as you can see, the next weekly bar was a higher bar. Not this one, that was the inside week. And then the following week was a higher bar. The point is, like, it's not a lower bar. Okay. So as long as you have an inside bar, it's okay because inside bars are always like they call them, indecision bars because they don't make the new high, they don't make the new low. So I label these highs and lows as well for week. The high was, this one was whatever, 56.68, 57.64 was the low. So this one had a higher weekly bar. This one this following week was the sideway and then made a new higher bar. This one right there had a higher bar. This one, same thing, inside and then higher bar. So basically what we see here is what? So we have one pattern here, second pattern here. So these two matches side by side. You see how fractal market is? Always gonna be. This is what you need to spend, sit and find. Um, First, you need to observe price. Then you need to find identical patterns. Because whatever is going on right now in the market has happened before somewhere. But from the human eye, when you sit in and just like looking at a chart, like, how do I find it? Where we at? What the price is doing right now, it has done it before somewhere. You just go back and, that's why the scripting stuff comes pretty handy for me is just try to find identical patterns because what has happened twice, it has a very good probability that it can happen again because, so we are looking for these probabilities. So, so if we take these two, they match side by side because these are very rare bars. Keep that thing in mind. That doesn't happen that often. Okay, because most of the time market will either trend up or is going to trend down based on the trend. But these ones are the ones that have more volatility and they just swing back and forth. So now if we would compare these two, now we will compare these two, right? So now these two and these 2 weeks that match side by side. It happens here, it happened again. It happened here before, then it happened here again. Now here we are again this week, right? So we're up 21 weeks from here. Okay, so we have 21 weeks of a swing that has a high, the direction of the swing is up, as you can see that it actually the weekly trend got changed right here on the black line what you had because it has the red line down here to April low. Then for several weeks it made its way back up, and this is where the direction of the trend based on the the swing got changed. That's when the line turns green. So from here until here, we're just matching this line that's so you can see that we had a continuation back to the upside. So what is the plan for next week? The plan for next week is what? If we have a high, which is 65.32, and we have a low of 63.60. Okay. So you really don't have to. So we need to mark, you can just mark these two on your chart 65.32, 0.65, 63.60. Because these are outside bars. Okay. They're called considered as indecision bars. That's when the buyers and sellers they just fight back and forth. Which side will break next week? That will come into it. That's we're gonna find out. So if the price breaks lower, these are the downside targets for next week. And if the price breaks higher, these are the upside targets. It's only for 1 week. Either we're going to get to 65.80, we can get to 66.38, or we come back down to 63, 62.50. I wouldn't go down to 61.90 or 67. I don't think we have an ATR. We gotta go check and see. We don't have an ATR that goes down that deep. So I would only mark these two and these two based on this low and this high. So 65.32.65 is the all-time high. The weekly low was 63.60. Either side, whichever side it breaks, these are your downside targets. Okay. So as we can see is we have these two are matching and we have these two that are matching. So this one is basically right now is just standalone, you know, because what has happened before has already happened here and same thing here. So this is, I'll be curious to see which way it breaks. Are we going to take out the lows or we just rip right back up? But if we take the previous 4 weeks of the same outside bar, the price ended up higher 100% of the time, not lower. So the probability that for the swing direction being up, it has a very good chance that it will make a new high toward this, my target 65.80 minimum next week. Yeah. The Microsoft and Nvidia, that's exactly what we're talking about. Those are the just reading here. So it's just I wrote everything here just to just some people they said like I'm lately as you can see like I've been posting these. I think people kind of like levels more than the actual all the labeling and stuff. I think this is a very simple and easy way to trade. And personally, if you would ask me, I really like it. Just to play the swings. Like, I mean, we can throw more advanced Elliott on top of it. That's not a problem, but just like like this one right there, like typical example, like this one was where September 2nd, right? So which was Tuesday. that we had a down session, but we closed the session with a hammer, and we had the same hammer here. And now we're going back all the way down to April low. So this is the second hammer that we had on the chart. So I script this thing to see like, okay, well, when I looked at this, I was like, okay, let me see how many times when you put the script here, it will filter and it will only pick the hammers on the, of the April low. So I was like, okay, there's a hammer here, and then the price ended up really going up higher. And then we had a hammer here on the Monday sell-off. Sorry, on Tuesday sell-off because Monday was off. And then we get up to 64.34, 64.50, 64.52, 64, then we end up made a new high. So it was a full reversal back to the new highs. I mean, these are the levels right there. I mean, they're pretty clear. So it's the same thing here with Tesla. So Tesla right there had I identified two inside they call double dojis. So we got two dojis here. Price broke lower. We have two dojis here. Price ended up going higher. And we had two dojis here. These are very rare patterns that you will ever come across. You know, they're like dojis are what? We all know that. They're indecision bars, right? The dojis do make new highs, but it just had a massive wick. It just the body of the candle is just like there's nothing there. It's like a complete whole skeleton, right? There's no meat on it. You can call it in a body, just like literally just massive wick up and down. And then on this one, I was like, okay, well, we had to. This was we ended up higher. I know this one ended up going up lower. Now, if you look at the price of this chart, just the direction of the swing, um, the direction of the swing is up, right? So we have look. I mean, even from here, you see the swing is making higher highs and higher lows. See, this is the low right there. That's the high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher. You see all these highs are above the previous swing. So it's the same thing. You're always gonna have to watch the previous swing low. Because if this low gets taken out here, then the swing direction will change. You want to hold this swing low. But you just know if you're bullish, you want to see if the price can take out this high. So yesterday high was what? 355.87. So I laid it out this one from here to see if the price does manage to break to the upside, where do we go? We're gonna go to this zone. Then if we clear this, that's the second zone. So we have zones that if our direction on the trade is right, that's the zone that we're gonna be heading toward. So 335 and then we're right back to 350. 355.87 was the high of yesterday. And then we closed the session yesterday at 350.84. We closed them right here. So the close is basically is exactly at the midpoint of the 52 weeks high and low, that which we looked at them here before, right there. 350.32 is the mid of 488.54 and the 212.11, which is a 52 weeks low. So we're right there at the midpoint now. So now the question is, where do the price breaks? Every bull is going to target this, or we're just going to go sideways even more. Rotation looks good. There's no doubt. That's what that rotation definitely looks good. It has a really good momentum. It has good alpha as well, but it just, we'll see what happens. It has to make its room, and make its way up. So this is a plan for next week. I know we have CPI and then we have PPI, and as always, job report is done. And then we have our first baked in rate cut, which is fully priced in and has almost, I don't know, 95% probability. So now some people talking about some banks are Fed should do two rate cuts this year, and some are gonna say only one is good enough, and we'll see what happens, how the market reacts on the first cut, because all of these 20 plus new highs that S&P has made is is based on all-time high rates. So how the market will react when the rates eventually starting to come back down, well, we're gonna find out. That's a little bit of a tough call to make. Because his approach, his point of view is like to Fed to cut rates that will help the housing market, meaning that the bank will lend even more money to the, to the housing sector. Housing stock would do well on a lower rates. This one, it will attract more buyers, and how the market is going to chew the first rate. But if we look at the rest of the world, who has, I don't know, talking about Europe and all the other central bank who have cut like almost 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever the number is, it hasn't really put any sort of a big impact on their bond side either. For all the rate cuts that they did, they had they went through the same um, the oh God, um, this inflation. Sorry, God, I couldn't find the word. Inflation. So they went through the same thing as well, right? Because they hiked their rate when the inflation triggered, but they've been cutting rates, and they cut it a lot. I mean, from the last several months, and but we haven't done anything. So we'll see. I mean, if we do so, I mean, look, one session, two sessions, a three session, even a week, it's just not gonna change anything. Just to keep that thing in mind. That just 1, 2, 3 days of a sell-off does not define a trend. I think I mean, market will pull back, will definitely going to be a buying opportunity because you can see the buyers are more aggressive than the sellers because all of these dips, every session, we had a few sessions, right, that the S&P dropped like almost 50, 70, close to 100 points, end up getting bought the next day or two. Price just recovers right back up, end up going right back to the new highs. We can you can see where the sell-offs were. This was right there. You can see the week where the more selling and buying occurred, right? Because you can see the body of the candle. Like, look at this one. So, like, you had an outside bar here, Same like this. The next day, look, there's no wick, nothing. There's just a full fat candle. You can see like how aggressive the buyers were, pushed the market all the way back here to the close of the week. Then it opened up, going up higher again, made a new high. So the previous week, as you can see right there, you see, had a doji candle right there. So the week we just ended, this is when we ended the month, right? Because we came back after a long weekend to start off when all the schools are open now. So we put up a doji last week. This week we put up a um, outside bar. So we'll see what happens. You know, I bought puts um, on Thursday, as you know. I mean, it would be again, a trade is a trade. It would be nice to get the early flush right at the open. I mean, we just end up making a round trip. I held it and I was watching. I was like looking at the job report, and then I started looking at the futures, and futures started moving up in this. And I was like, okay, well, looks like we're gonna end up making a new high, which is fine. We'll see. It will most likely gonna turn the week into an outside week anyways. So we'll see if we're gonna hit the resistance. So we just end up reversing, but it paid. Um, I was My plan was to um I got I took a trade on the sell signal. I was like, we should have a lower bar and I'm just doing something here. We should have a lower bar. This one. It's okay. We with this is good. Um, this is why I bought those puts on the SPY. So that we should have a lower bar. I was targeting this low right there. And but then we end up, putting up an outside bar yesterday. So you made a new high right there and then took out the low, which is the 64.45. So I got out right here. But the point is, like, we just end up making a round trip. It would be nice to technically, when this sell signal triggers, okay, you want to have a lower bar. The next bar must be a lower bar, okay? Like here. See sell signal here, lower bar. Sell signal here, gap down, lower bar. That's what the sell signal is for. If it's end up being an inside day, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. That's fine. But then the next bar must be a lower bar. Okay, that's how this signal works. Basically, what you're looking to do is you want to make sure when the session will close, okay, to wait for the close. But these ones I can see a couple hours before the session close. Okay. So because it's measuring the previous trend in the bars. Basically what it is when if I decide to buy puts, okay, I want to make sure that the price the next day stays below the high of this day. Okay. For this signal to work. If the next day you had a higher bar, the signal will stay in place It's gonna why? Because it's looking that bar might engulf like this one did. That's why it's still there. And now that doesn't mean that this is the market tops. Okay, which is because you have to look at this that we're the the direction of the trend is up. Okay. So we just these are like we're trying to play a one session game. Okay. When you had such a massive upside and we all know that the price is making higher highs and higher lows, right? See, these are all higher highs and higher lows. So the direction of the swing is up. But now people who's trying to call it like, well, this is a market top and here I got a sell signal and this is it. This is not it's not how it works. That doesn't define what you trying to do is just like, okay, you're trying to fight the uptrend based off one signal, thinking like, well, yeah, this one is gonna put up a top and then we're just gonna flush it down for like another 5%. That's not how it works. You're not going to see a 5% drawdown that quick either. You have to look at five of the different things as well, you know? So, so we'll see. I mean, it's the same thing with the buy signal, right? And the buy signal triggers, which hasn't been triggered for a very long time, back here. The next bar must be a higher bar. Okay, that's how these signals work on this one on the optimal. The other ones that I have on the toss they're different. The one that we trade actually on the on the daily basis. So in this case right there's the same thing. You have a low here of this day. You have a high here for this day, right? The next day must have a higher bar. Okay, so you have to look at the overall trend. Like, okay, well the actual low is here. So we had first swing. This is the second swing, comes a buy signal. We had a higher bar. We have another higher bar. We have another higher bar. So what we're trying to do is we just want to make sure that we take out this swing high right there for continuation to the upside. That's what this for. So it helps, but that doesn't mean that there are 100% perfect signals. They fail, but they have very high success rate. I can tell you that, you know? So as long like MSTR, remember I put this thing here? It triggered a buy signal here on Thursday, right? So I took a screenshot and I showed it to you and it's like, okay, now tomorrow, which is Friday, we should have a higher bar. Yesterday we had a higher bar. These are one of a you have no idea how much time I spend on these, how many months of brain damage I have to suffer to build these things. So that doesn't, I mean, is it a valid signal? Yes, it is. I mean, so how do we defend this? Like, okay, fine, if we do have this now, okay, we got a confirmation here for the next bar to be in a for have to be in a higher bar. So can we have continuation to the upside? It's possible. But now what do we need to do? We need to make sure we know we hold this low. This is what we need to do now. This is what we need to watch. We need to make sure that we hold Thursday low. And from here, if we do get a bit of a retracement, by day or 2 or 3, we should get a little bit of a continuation back to the upside. So that's the plan now for this. So I'm going to be watching this and see how it, what happens. Same thing here. Sell signal triggered here. Inside bar. Here goes a flush out. What you're looking for here is the same thing. You don't want to see a price break above the previous day high right there. It must be lower. From here must be a higher. So that was a sell signal here at the very top. We got this. Now we have this. So we'll see what happens. So now we have a high here. We have a low here. If this signal holds, Mike can put a bottom here. So what would be the upside that we could expect for this price to? We can just at least go to 23.6% retracement minimum. Can do 350, 371. So that is the plan. So we just simply build our first zone between these two fibs. Okay. Against this low. If the price does come back down, reverse it, like to take out this low right there, well, now we're screwed. So I mean, it took a beating. I mean, that's a 30% drawdown from peak to trough, from here to here. So we'll see. I mean, after hours, I think yesterday was backed up like 9, 10 points, 326. So, so right now, I think the price is right here. Okay, 326 because it had a hope that it would go into an S&P, and then they probably realized the company with this massive buying spree that this guy is always, you know, taking so much debt to just keep buying these convertible bonds. I don't know. I mean, just, well, anyways, so MSTR just couldn't make it. So it can stay in NASDAQ. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, plenty of stock on NASDAQ 100 index. Um, so it's right here now. So we'll see how it opens. Um, so we have Friday low at 320. This low is 317 based off this. So we'll see if the price backs off. I mean, we have some time on the spread that I have. I'm just simply just gonna cut it off. Just leave the way it is. So if we take a little bit of a shakeout here, and then if the price does manage to make his move back up, and then we can at least try to get to this 350 mark right here. That's the previous swing high here. And so our upside, instead of we can do the fibs as well, but the best thing is mark this swing high, this swing low. There's it. That's just in draw a box here. That's it. That's your upside zone. That's how you build zones when you're coming back up. Same thing when you're coming back down. You take the swing lows and the previous swing low, just color that area and we'll build the zone for you. Market traded in phases. We trade price in our zones. We have first zone, second zone, then it's just a matter of how the continuation goes to the upside, and then we can always project the upside. That's not a problem. But the point is like this stock is has I think like 15 ATR. So it's not really like making those massive moves, you know? I mean, it's a 15-point ATR stock at that's whatever that 335. I think I had Scotty yesterday posting something on that um on the chart room about making them two times or three times bigger the ATR move. I was like, I looked at him. I mean, I was, kind of busy and I was gonna, there's no point for you to, I mean, you can always play around with the settings if you want to, but if you just go by like an average settings as a start, because you can always change it, right? Every indicator out there has an option to change settings because there's a reason for it, because they don't want to, give everybody just one single option to trade. So you just use settings based on your trading style. But instead of like changing the value to the extremes, well, you don't have a price that justify or kind of gives you that three standard deviation moves that you're uh, those happens when the stock has a much higher price. But I'm talking about the stock that is trading like in a 14, 15, like like an old price stock. So again, I think there's a confusion there. If the price is trading in a triple digit compared to the in a four digit before the decimal point, it just you're gonna have a much bigger moves, right? So like let's say you're trading a $700 stock. A $700 stock is gonna have a higher ATR compared to a $300 stock. Okay, because it has a 700 stock, and a stock can go make a 30-point move pretty easily, right? 35-point move, a 40-point move, give or take. When you're going to come down to this 100, 200, $300 stock range, the ATR is going to be 4 or 5 points, you know? Like Amazon, what, $232 stock. Its ATR is 4.97. Google, 5.96. $235 stock. You see, Amazon and Google price is about the same side by side, if you notice that. Google is 232. Google is 235. Amazon is 232. So they're both side by side about the same. And MSTR has an ATR of 15 points. So a 335 close, a 335 minus 15 puts you at 320. Okay. So if the Monday session next week will, let's say, will push it down, we're right back to 320. That completes the 1 ATR. So if we depends how we close, like how we're open and whatever the case is, I don't know. No, nobody can predict these opens. From 335, we're down 326 now. We don't know where we're gonna open. Okay. So 326 plus 15 puts you at 341 if the price end up reversing back. So we're just gonna make that room back to close to somewhere around here. Well, we're trying to get up to the previous swing. That'll take few days if this low holds. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if it works, if it works, if it's not, then we'll find something else. Not the end of the road. Um, there's no correlation of MSTR with Bitcoin. Absolutely not. Bitcoin can be up 3, 4,000 points. MSTR is down. You know, there's no correlation. Then the Bitcoin is going to be down 3, 4,000 points. MSTR is going to be down. So it follows the downside, but it never captured the upside. Something is not right about this stock. It's dangerous. I would just, if you actually read about the overall um company, I mean, it's a very scary stock. I know everybody wants a Bitcoin exposure by going this route, but it's a tough one. You know, if you look at all the mining stocks and all those are like deadbeats. Like none of those company makes any money anyways. It's like your your best bet with Bitcoin is just to buy a Bitcoin itself. Yeah, we're not talking about spending $100,000. Yeah, you're gonna buy whatever fraction amount, but you can play the upside if Bitcoin rallies, and it's just the best, safest bet instead of cherry picking these stocks, you know, is just trade Bitcoin itself. Even if you ask ChatGPT, it's gonna tell you the same thing. I don't know if you use them or if some of them do. I know. Just ask them. Compare the MSTR with Bitcoin. They'll give you the comparison side by side. They will literally tells you have a much better odds of being invested in a Bitcoin over MSTR. This company has a massive, massive debt. And he doesn't understand this, thinking that with these convertible bonds, the debt that he's taking, he's just been on a margin. Okay, that's what it is. You you know that, and I know that, and everybody in the world will know. Okay, Bitcoin eventually will correct itself lower, right? Eventually, some point. So does the market. Every price does at some point. If you think that Bitcoin cannot come down 15, 20%, what do you think is going to happen to the stock? These convertible bonds are just like you trading on a margin account. Okay, that's what it is. You just being on a margin all the time. You keep borrowing money, the money that you don't have, to trade, to make money. But then here comes the market sell off. You're going to get flushed out. So you borrowed money from a margin to buy stocks, and the market took a hit. So how are you going to cover the margin now? Who's going to pay for it? Anything. And I mean, look, you have to make a bull case on that one. But if I have, let's go back here to the bigger picture. This is a weekly chart. I mean, a stock that used to, it just sitting right there, 333. Okay. Is the, like, here's the high of March 10th of 2000. Here's the low. It was down to like 41 cents on July 5th of 2002. So from 333 to a penny, 43 cents. And then ever since had a huge drawdowns, as you can see right there. This retracement, all the retracement, that's fine. It's just old news now. All these, but if it made it back up here. Basically, what this price, if I'm just speaking technically, fine. Let's put fundamentals on a side. We are what technician? I mean, I am a technician. I trade price. Okay, yeah, fundamentals do matters. What do you think the stock is doing right now? It just keep testing this 333 area over and over again. Now, this is a weekly chart. Or you can go to a daily chart. Obviously, you're going to see a lot more candles. Well, let's focus on a bigger picture. So, in a bigger picture right there, what do we have? We have three swings down and we have three swings up. Now let's look at the time. 6 weeks down, 3 weeks up, 7 weeks down. When you have a downtrend, remember the rule always will be greater than 6. Now coming back up. Swing went back up, took out this swing high. 8 weeks, down 3 weeks, 7 weeks. That's the problem right there. Two things happen here. What are the two things? The swing percentage compared to this and time were short. So both of those price and time didn't click. Price took a turn down, took this low, and now it's down 7 weeks. So what is the average now? 6, 7, 8, 7. Okay. So let's draw some zones. This swing low. Now 333, we're going all the way back up to the 2000 number. There's a 231 back here. So how do we find the retracement? Okay. We have a swing that is down, and we can take this low, which was short, and draw here. So where we at? Well, right here is 61.8 retracement of this swing high, which is 457. Now we're not talking about this, and this swing low. When we bounced right off that 61.8. So we're sitting right here, going all the way back up to the 2000 high of 333. And we found retracement here of 61.8 from this high to this low. So first zone that we have is this. Our upside is where it has to face resistance. Oh, gee, did I get? Oh man, are you kidding me? What did I do? My that closed that folder. Great. How did that happen? I had that fib folder there. Oh man. Oh, it's right there. Never mind. Okay, go back up. I know I didn't delete it. Okay, I'm back in business. I'm like, where the hell am I? So it just we slipped through. So here, if this, I mean, it's already been down for 7 weeks. It's due for a some sort of a bounce. So we'll see what happens. If if we take out if we make a full, I mean, we're talking long term, okay, to make a monster bull case is to take this low. If I can stop this thing to this, it's not gonna do it here better because I gotta do it on motive wave. Yeah, we just look for, because this is 100% here, then we just look for a 127 extension. So the price, I mean, the point is like, is it a some sort of a triangle can happen here? It's starting to look like one, if you ask me. They just starting to go like this, but it's too early to make a call. You see, probably just trying to go sideways. The same thing happens here. If you notice here, and then so you had a continuation here, went sideways, and went back up. So it's just if you look at this price and this, where else do you see anything similar to these two? Nowhere, because this is more directional. It just has more steeper, upside. Because this is when you draw channels. Channels will when you connect the highs and lows, the devil gives you the read on the actual price. Like, what are you looking at, and what are you going to trade? You know, it's just right now. I mean, looking at, if you're gonna go back to a daily time frame, yeah, it's gonna throw a lot more candles. But if you starting to look at the price, it's it's starting to go sideways, you know? So I don't know. With this, are we going right back to that Tesla style chart again? Here on this name, starting to look like. I mean, it had a huge consolidation here. Now, if we go back with that time, this was definitely not much. Now, if we take this high, 112, it's gonna be way more, 195. So it's just, we'll see. So we're just gonna, I'm not going back to a weekly time frame. It's a very long time. It's just go to a daily time frame, you see just this swing is just making lower lows, lower lows here. See 365, 325, 317. So just is it this one or the other one I did? Doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah. Just from here, we just it has an uptrend here, upswing. It just if it could make its way out, that would be better. I can draw is my here. Take this high to this high. Draw a parallel line. Connect this 365. Look at that. See, it's trying to find support here, right there. So I mean, worst case that if it's gonna come back down to 279, that's that's the that's the second retracement level. This is 78.6. Yeah, you don't wanna mess around and break this. And then this gonna be a this 231 back to this low. So we got a hole somewhere. We have a buy signal, a buy signal triggered here the last time. So this is a good sign. Um, so there was a sell. Here comes the buy. This the last time was this. The last time this last time this buy signal. And what I'm doing, rally 27% to the upside. So if we would put you at 405 swings, they uh, they have a very strong um, relationship. What I like about um, it has a very strong rotation right now. And meta is off and this. So the rotation looks really good. So if that's 61.8 retracement with the buy signal can manage to hold, and if this one doesn't turn around, turn back down, we should we should make a move to that whatever the 350 to 370, so that would be the upside bet. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Wave count, I mean, I know we had an outside week. If you would ask me, this is starting to show me signs of some sort of a diagonal right here. This 3 versus 1, this 6504 level is it's a sticky level. This zone right there, just this 6562. Okay. 65, 62. That's a 100, that's a 127 extension from this high to this low. And this 3 versus 1, which is a 6,500. So you can see there's many times. I mean, we're going up a couple few points, give or take, but we're just, I don't know. I mean, it's starting to looks like a, some, like a diagonal, right there. You see, price is just starting to contract. It's not like it is. If you go back here, you can make the same call here as well. But how does that ends up? You see right there? You can kind of make a very kind of close, similar call here. You see it backed off and it ripped right back up. It's just it look very these are daily, they don't move. They don't change much. This wave count is just it's gonna last you months. These are like each daily bars, so sooner or later, I don't know where the heck this third, okay, this damn fourth is gonna come into a play. So we should, and we could enjoy as long as we want, okay? But we have a channel resistance here because we connecting this 2022 to this April low, and you just simply project this line up on the top of this wave three, okay? Sorry, the wave one is this where you have the largest percentage decline from all the previous retracement. So this area right there has a lot of resistance sitting here. Keep that thing in mind. This is why I I, I put this little arrow here and show the resistance zones. We have a 6504, 127 extension along with the channel resistance. And I would hate to see the breakout like this for the price to to keep going up from here. If that's the case, you're gonna have a same throw over to the downside. You don't want to deal with that. It's gonna have a much steeper decline. Whatever this third ends, this is where the fourth comes into a play. Now keep that thing in mind that this fourth wave right there is not gonna be an easy one to trade. Okay, the most difficult wave structure to trade. The pullbacks that everybody wants. I mean, that'd be just a matter of like we need like 2 weeks of like back and forth kind of selling to make that case. I mean, it can happen pretty quick. We don't know. It's just a matter of how market reacts and but this fourth wave is gonna be due sooner or later. But I'm gonna show you remember 3, 4 days ago I said this I expect September to be up and then we should expect a sell-off in October. I don't know if you remember that. Let me show you a chart. Get rid of all this. Let me show you a time. Now pay attention here. This is a monthly time frame. Okay. Now watch what happens We're number five now. Every 5 months, when we complete, we take a leg down. The reason why I called it, I don't, the thing is this, I don't make these kind of a calls. You all know my style of trading. I don't do that. I know there's a lot of guys on a Twitter will make their head bigger. Oh, I told you this and I told you this. Those are the guys that I told you this. Those are the best ones. I don't, my style of trading is just pure technical, what is right in front of me. Then I just try to find the repeating patterns, you know, like inverse head and shoulders, like, like these kind of a patterns that I always look for. Identical, like, okay, what kind of a rare double dojis and outside bars, and like these kind of a rare patterns that I look for. And then I try to see like, okay, how many times that happened before. Because it just, you know, most of my calls that end up being right. I'm not gonna have this, I don't have to prove nobody, even the wave count. But just put everything on a side. Just pay attention here. We had an April low here. Okay. We have a monthly RSI right now sitting at 79.56. Okay. So based on a monthly time frame, it's an overbought market. Okay, based on a 5 period. We're not talking about 14. I never follow 14 RSI. I think this is the worst indicator to follow. It lags really bad. Okay. 5 is going to give you a much better read. It's going to give you can catch a move a lot sooner than the 14 period. Just a much longer time and uh, it's horrible. And I'm not an indicator guy. You all know that. I've never followed any indicators. This is the only one that I look at them. Just just the relative strength. That's about it. 5 is just the one that I would go for. That's the only one that I use. Nothing else. I don't use any MACDs and all those. If it works for other traders, good for you. It doesn't. Indicators from me are just worthless. Anyhow, back to the point. Um, we're at fifth month. This is September. Since April. I said a couple days ago before the month started, I expect this month to go up. Even the fact that we have a lot of bearishness. I understand the weaker month, this and this, seasonality, all blah, 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 right? We have everything. Put everything on a side. Just focus on a price and time. 5 months. This is the September we just started. 5 months, massive sell-off. 5 is just gonna hit this market hard. 5 months, huge sell-off. 5 months, massive sell-off. Just wait for this month to be complete. I will be very interested to put a nice hedge for next month. That's what my plan is. Eh, We'll see. This is the bet that I'm willing to make for next month for sure. But I want to see, I mean, we're talking a month in advance. Let's see how we deal with this month first. But we already have a higher bar for this month. Okay, we made a new high. So it's already turned green. Now for this bar to turn blue, which is like this, it has to take out 62.12. So our range which was August high was 65.08 and the low was 62. Now we made a new all-time high 65.32. So this bar right there, I'm keep saying, I know it's a candle, whatever. It's a bar because I always follow bars. This candle right there is green now. It's gonna stay green for the rest of the month. Okay, so we have a low here so far from Monday, sorry, from Tuesday, and we had a high here. So we have what, another 4 more weeks to go. Well, it's a pretty long month, right? Plus now the time and stuff is going to be changed. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 weeks because the month will end in September. Yeah, the month will end on Tuesday on the 30th. Oh, because we lost one day and we actually started this month on Monday. So we're technically 1 week was already in. So we have 3 weeks and 2 days to go. Okay, that's a lot of time. So it's just a matter of how we already made a new high, which is fine. It's confirmed, right? We have a low here. What we are trying to do now is we need to defend this 62.12, okay, this month to make sure that this bar stays green for the whole month. Even the fact that we it is the weakest month and this and that, but not compared to last year. Last year S&P was up 2% in September. But if you but the point is this is remember I said to you a few days ago, watch this. Okay. This is starting to rotate out. So technology, this is the rotation that we're gonna watch. And we've been tracking this since last week as well, if you remember. This was somewhere around here. I was curving like from the last 2 days. Like you see, it just watch this. We already looked at Mag 7 here. These two right there. This is the XLK. What now? What now? XLK right there. Sorry, yeah. So here's the XLK. These two are rotating here, this side. You see all the direction right there. They're losing a lot of momentum right there. And both of them have a sell signal, which we already know that. Okay. This one is right here is starting. These are the two that I'm interested in, is Meta and Amazon. And these are the two bets that I played this one this week, as you know. So this one got a pretty nice pop right there at the open. So we played Meta, and I want to get back in Meta again. So I like this 745, 750 area to see if we can make a push back to the 7. Whatever, I gotta look at chart. So this one right there, I'm interested in. Google already made a monster move. It's already up there. Apple is rotating right back in. Tesla, fine. Netflix is kind of range bound. Netflix, Google, Netflix, and Meta. These are communications, the XLC. Okay, now if we can throw XLC here, there you go. So Google is helping XLC. Okay. Netflix is a little behind it, but I don't like the look of this. You know, this would be a better bet. I'm already long Google. I'm not doing anything there. So Google is good. And Look at the Qs and the XL. They're both going to be the same. It's a tough bet to make a bear call here because what I see here is one if they do eventually starting to rotate out, these two will rotate back in. You see the the how this thing is divided because these were the leaders. So we're gonna track this, which I post this thing every day for you to see it anyway. So gonna watch how is this rotation is because it updates every single, like when the market opens, the first thing that I watch this when market opens. This is what I have the positions which are open, especially on the option side. Shares are they're already start moving in the pre-market, so a lot of time you already know what the shares are doing. So some of these swings that that the trade that are open, those are the ones that I always, as soon as the market opens, the rotation right there starting to update, sorry. So and then from there, I'm gonna start looking at you. I don't like if I have to cut something at the open, yeah, then I will be waiting, as right at the bell. Other than that, it just gotta see like, okay, how is this thing is moving, and then go back and see how everything looks, how everything is opening, and just go from there. I don't jump on a market as soon as you open. That's the worst thing you can do is to trade the first 15 minutes. If you want to close something at the open, sure, that if you wanted to but nobody, if you are trading and willing to enter a trade in the first 2 3 minutes of a market open, as that's not right because every time when the market opens you have a much wider spreads, okay, because of the volume and stuff. So you're always gonna you 100% of the time in the first 15 minutes of uh, any pair that you will trade, you're gonna have a much wider spreads. Yeah, you have to let the market open. You have to wait for the first 15 minutes at least candle to close. Um, where did I when I went here? So that's the call. If I think we're gonna whipsaw because we already made a new high. We're gonna now the thing is this that if volatility kicks in over the rates or whatever the cause is, and if we do end up going back to 6,200, that will just engulf this bar right like this. Sorry, the month, the overall month. But if you just pay attention to this, you see this 6,200, the line just turned green now. This is going to be a very major pivot point for this market, just to let you know. Now, if you go back here, now it's a different swing here. You can just see the color of the line. When does it change it, and how much time it It ended up taking. I mean, you have few months here, there, but these are two. When I'm back in 3 bar at two. Okay, that's a three. And the longest one is going to be at 3 bars. So this is a three and that's the two. Yeah, I do both because this is where two gives you the. Yeah, this 6200 is going to be a. If you ever, let me just tell you one thing. Remember this as long as you're trading. If you ever see an S&P drop 3 months, sell your kidney and buy the market. Okay? Doesn't matter what the trend is. You'll see S&P drops 3 months in a row like this. Just take out a second mortgage or just go sell your kidney because you can always buy a new one. The one is working is already old. This doesn't happen that often in the market, man. I can tell you that for sure. This is a one of a lifetime opportunity that you can buy the market. But who knows when it's gonna happen next time? It will eventually at some point in the future. Can show you a couple several months as well. It's the same thing. 3 months just start buying. 3 months here, see? Gonna have a huge pop. Look at this 3 months range. I'm talking about playing like 1 month. Look at this. 11% upside. That's a 1 year worth of average of an S&P. You can fully get them in one single month. Let's go heavy long. I've done it a few times. It's only two. Here goes three. Look at this. 10% upside. This is the gift that you don't want to miss. This is the market that's going to give you a once in a lifetime opportunity to go heavy long. That one single month, you can make the whole, you just make the whole month, the whole year in one single month. It's very rare for an S&P large cap to be down 3 months in a row. Doesn't happen. It's only two here. Well, when the next time will happen, I will let you know. Because that fourth month after being down for three, that month is you can seriously can take few the following month off from trading. So like, screw it. That's it. I'm done. Either buy shares on a SPY if you have enough capital or just load up some spreads. Gonna max it out pretty good. Gonna have a huge pop to the upside. So that's the game. Five, 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 and five. I can show you several more. But this market is strong, man. Seriously, and this market has upside. You want to look at the yearly chart? Look at that. This is for I mean, I know we still got several more months to go, but again, we're just looking at a 1 year candle. It's already bullish setup for next year. That's a hammer right here. Look, it's only green. This little box right there. Next year is up. Bullish setup here as an engulfing bar, higher bar. After green box, right there, higher bar. You're just making a case for the next year. This market has room to run. There's absolutely no. It's as simple as you have to look at this. I pointed this thing out before as well. You have a 3 years, okay, of a sideways consolidation, and we're only up for two. What on earth you stay sideways for three and you're only gonna go up two? Look at the highs. 479, 479, 477. That's a triple top. Here goes the breakout. This is the year that we're in. That makes it two against three. The market was consolidating on the last, those 3 years. We had a bear market in 2022, right here. That's just a better because then the following year, the year after that, ended the year with the inside year. They made a new high, they made a new low. So that just basically put it right at the triple top. It goes your breakout for 1 year. Now we're in a second year. So where is the three? You think it's going to be like this? I don't think so. Your upside is always greater in a magnitude and length compared to your sideways distribution. I mean, I hope we can get 5% dip in a market. I mean, we can definitely pick up few names, you know, but yeah, I mean, market has room to run. Same thing here. You see, like this what everybody talk about this choppy bear market that man is long as gone 2022. It was just a part of this 3 year sideways price action, you know? This is already these are hammers. We don't know what the high is and where the close is going to be. We're going to find out when they're going to close. But it's already highlighted green. If you would ask me that what it would be my next year take for the market, up bullish. Easy call to make. This was the most easy one. The triple top breakout. There's not an earth the market will ever gonna top with the triple top, and then you just go down like this. But we're gonna have some action in October. I'm pretty. I'll make that call. We'll see what happens. But for now, let's deal with September. Um, I don't know if you. I think September we're kind of. I mean, we definitely don't want to break. this low, 62.12. Now keep in mind that 62.12 is where that swing line just turned green as well. So gotta watch this one really closely. Okay. So if we do come back down and reverse back to 62.12, which is from the closing price as of yesterday, that's a 4.14% decline. Okay. So that makes the month, engulfing month, which I don't think so. I might expect probably October, but I don't think, because this number five has a very good history for the next month. It was four here, then it tipped down at five. Here's five. Huge volatility spike here in the market. That was the outside bar as well, as you can see. That's where the selling is gonna, that's where the selling triggers. Here, see, same thing. Yeah, I'm planning to definitely, I don't trade VIX because it's just, I mean, I just make a bet on a market itself. Um, I want to see how we close, then we'll make a call. I'm just going too far. But I just wanted to show you the time swing. I mean, if it is wrong, then we could have October up to be 6. But I highly doubt it that is going to happen. The only reason why I'm saying that is because all the previous time on a monthly time frame with time and price, after the fifth month, the price end up going rolling over hard with the spike in volatility. So whatever um, the the case that we can make, but again, let's finish September first. Let's focus on this. There's trades that we need to find, and and then we just gotta have to see if we I gotta find some trades. There's not many good setups right now. That's the problem. Okay, so I'm looking, just market just, I know like all of our eyes are always gonna be on Mag 7 all the time. There's Tesla lovers, and then there's some Nvidia people, and some, there's that side is yes, that's the one drives the car. But there's some other stocks that we could come across on a rotation and this and that. I'm just not seeing good quality setups, to be honest. September does look kind of choppy. And this is just a start, I understand. And it will improve, whatever the case is. And because I go from the bottom 10 um, to max like 5, on the decile, with the on the RG. Jeez, come on, man, load it up. So on a 10th, I mean, oh man, I'm at NASDAQ 100 now. Um, it's just not, I'm just not seeing like a good quality setups, So on a 10th deciles, we have whatever KDP, CSX, Marvel, MSTR right there. I put a ring right there. Okay. This ring, what you see here, the ring, what a circle, call whatever you want to call it, is based on a two-standard deviation. Okay. I've used to use them for a long time. Then I didn't put it back on. I just put it back on again. What it does is like we're trying to find momentum, right? And alpha. So the wider the rotation is, bigger the move is. Can't happen. Okay. Um, we could shrink this thing down to one if I wanted to. It will make it a little bit smaller. As you can see, the size gets smaller. I like two is more juicy to be to be done, but it's gonna be. I already did it with the distance anyway, so they're all gonna be pretty much out. Not gonna be too close, unless we go to one. There you go. Which gonna be more choppy. They're just too close. NVIDIA, Amazon is trying to make his way out, but still is on full decile. You know, the focus is always here. So this MSTR, I mean, it's looking pretty damn promising to me on this, but you just gotta have to wait and see what happens. I mean, this thing is looking for a move. I've looked at all of them. It just not buy signals are not fitting in. AMD and PLT are this is Palantir is in a ninth decile right now, so they're gonna be due for the moves. Yeah, AMD took a beating yesterday, and with time, she's already in a lagging quadrant. So now the stock took a hit yesterday. It's gonna be a bigger hit. Keep that thing in mind. Why? Because it's sitting in a ninth decile. Any 9, 10, 8 number, any upside move or any downturn is going to be a hard one. You know, it's going to be a big. See, Google pop this week was huge. So all of the, and I cannot time these moves, but the thing is like whichever stocks they're sitting in these deciles will have a much larger move in either direction. Okay. RRG is giving you the momentum. It's not giving you a confirmed upside, but the upside can come when we work on our technicals on the actual chart. See, like if you look at AMD yesterday, see, it already has a sell signal. So you can see like it took a what 10-point hit yesterday, 6.5% drawdown. So these stocks always like these are the stocks that are gonna get hit hard. Palantir, right? It's kind of choppy. It's been pretty sideways now. You see, it took the same like initial drawdown it had right there, and then from here it just literally sideways. It just sitting right there, 50, the 50 EMA. So it's sitting in that same lagging quadrant, so it doesn't have anything to buy here either. So plus it's so damn sideways. It's just not like if we go to CEG, these are the ones that I look at them every day. You see, like I don't have the a signal yet for me to fire the trade. So if I don't have anything, I'm gonna wait. But it doesn't mean it's not gonna come. It will come. We just have to wait it out. This is consultation energy. And I mean, these are the stocks that I'm like kind of interested in. So we can go to eighth, like kind of like ARM, but here, I mean, it's just, I was looking at it yesterday. I mean, it was up like 2 points. it's right between the 50 and 200. This sort of, the white line and this is right here. It's like a sandwich in between. Um, my the rotation looks good. It might make its way out. I have my eyes on this one to see if we can get something probably on Monday. We can see if we could play this swing to the upside. So we'll see. So I'm watching this one. I know other one. I got team right there. See, it's just no, not quality setups. It just. I actually want to go back to S&P. I'm just in a tech right now. It's my I think I have a too big of a watch list, but I don't trade all of them anyways. I'm just gonna filter it out.
What about ASML and AMAT? AMAT looks
I looked at it.
more alpha than MSTR on
Yeah,
uh,
this applied. Yeah, AMAT right there. You see, it took that huge plunge to the downside on earnings, so it has a huge gap, and it's trying. Yesterday picked up a little bit of a volume right there. Nothing big, but it's still like kind of trading below this 50 and 200. So for you to play this, I mean the earnings weren't that attractive either, but you gotta buy a lot of time. You gotta buy a lot of time on this because this is if price from here to here it make its way up, it's gonna hit a wall right here. So I mean, yeah, but again, I don't have a buy signal, so I don't want to act on and rush into trades that that I uh that I just want to um just like okay, I mean, we don't have anything to protect the downside, and it just wait. I don't have like I don't have to go like to see which exact stock. I mean, I have some of them are the ones that actually um has the right angle that I'm looking for, like GM right now, you see this rotation, right? This time to weakening. These are the styles that I'm gonna like you avoid because this is losing momentum now. AbbVie is another one, you know, is AbbVie is starting to rotate out. So I mean I know AbbVie had a pretty big run, but it's starting to lose momentum right there. It's sitting up on the top yet, but we just gotta give a couple more days to see what happens. So we had I mean, here we have Amgen. Looking at this, it's up 8%. This one is a Dow 30 stock, right? I mean, just there's no. I mean, let's do the. These are the ones that I watch every single day. So here's Palantir right there. This is on the 10th. We got an Oracle here on the 10th. I believe they have earnings coming. Um, so see nothing here. I mean, I'm gonna. Who's this? Where's my? So there's nothing like in here the ninth we have a Starbucks. We just have to wait. That's all. See, mm, we have DE, nothing here. It just EMR. I was looked at it. I never even traded that stock. It just same thing. You see, it took a huge hit down here. It just literally just sideways. This is hard to trade this kind of price action, even with the kind of very promising looking momentum here. It's gonna be because it took such a huge hit. But again, these are the ones that I'm. This is the one didn't work out. But it that ended up rallying another 10 point. I don't know why. What the hell was that? To be honest, had a buy signal here. I got in. This flush out happened on the third, and then we just rip right back up. I got the trade here. It's crazy. Yesterday was up 12 points. I don't know what it was this. Just literally kicked me out. Massive volume. But now I don't even, we don't have a buy signal. And I was like, okay, fine. What we did, um, well, that's trading, you know. Sometimes you gotta bite the bullet. Paid 625, cut him at 370. Over this. That's like a 43, 44 point drop right there. So now we're right back up here. So it's okay. This rotation right there was looking good and then just turned around. I don't know if that's some sort of dead cat bounce or whatever the cause is. I don't know. Just nothing there now. AMT, the one that was a week before, same thing here. I mean, I'm gonna catch something. Don't I'm not IBM is finally, I mean, we did a trade on this one, as you know, and we cut them right there. We made money, and this was where I did the exit. I'm pretty sure. I gotta see the date. Um, and then we came back down, and it still has a buy signal, as you can see, still valid. It was pretty damn close. I need to stay above this low, 236.77. Look how close it got, and then it ended up going back up. So here's your 200, that's your 50. So yeah, just gonna become a sandwich trade now. So it's still, I mean, it is a valid signal. I mean, rotation is right here. So rest is just, there's not that many, like, I'm not seeing Microsoft and Amgen, both of them are taking a beating. We already know that. This is on a seven, yeah, 70 cell right there. See, nothing else. Yeah, UPS is just garbage right now. Service now looks good. Choppy, but kinda, oh boy. Got a mean reversion sell signal, plus you got the supply here. And from this buys, just got a few seconds. There you go, you see? You gotta hit the wall. Tried here, backed off here. Yeah, this is where this 5200 is sitting. It's 923, 931. Had to reject it twice. It's always like this. It's just you're gonna spend this much time and then you trying to make your way back up. Yeah, you're gonna hit you're gonna hit that wall. Yeah, it's just sixth is NVIDIA, Meta, we already know. Costco triggered a buy signal yesterday. I forgot to tell you about this. Costco right there. So now Costco, we should post this one. 936 is right between this 50 and 200 now. So I might consider doing another trade live. We did a trade last time on Costco. It was good. Let's see if we could set up a. It's not a cheap start. So, the premiums are not cheap on this stock. So I'll see if I can try to make something. See if we can try to play the upside. If it comes back down here toward this 950 kind of area, 954, somewhere around in this zone, right around here, that'd be nice. I can just build something here to play this move. Look a pretty. This is a if Costco, it looks like a big triangle. It's gonna be a choppy trade. Keep that thing in mind. It's starting to look like a huge triangle. This. So he was doing a A, B, C. This is some sort of a D, then another E. Then from here you got a long way to. If this is a triangle, it looks like it, but I mean, but if that would be the case, it's gonna have a long way to go to complete this before you're gonna see an actual move back to the upside. It'll be a very range bound. Triangles are not easy to trade. But 2 years ago, the triangle that I played on Costco, I'm pretty sure some of you remember, that was a monster trade I did on Costco. So pretty much about the same. We'll see. Keep this one Costco and video, and this DHR and so no, you see, like I gotta go to 5. Look, everything is just this side. I don't. That's what I'm saying. It's just there's not that many setups right now. I just went through. This is 100 stocks, just to let you know, right there. I mean, I'm not really dying for second and third. I know those trades, how they work. This is the third. It just, I don't know. I mean, we can get ourselves out of this. If we want to play some mid cap, we can do mid cap scan. Those for the 400 when it went right there. That's how I found that the this trade Some of you, I think, cashed it out a little bit early. Just guys, some of you really don't have any patience, to be honest. This, for this, I don't even, I don't even know what this company does, to be honest. I found, I ran a scan and it shows up on the RRG, and I came up here on a chart and I looked it up from here, and I was like, I just like, because every time I look at a chart, I always like counting waves in my head. It's just my habit. I was like, you got a five up and three down. It's like, come on, it's like an ABC pattern, you know? So you got one, two, three, four, and five. You got an A, whatever you want to do, A, B, C, or W, X, whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? So you got a B here. So you got three swings here. So you got one, two, and three. So you got eight swings here. I was like, you got a measured move at 56. So just that's how I got in this trade at 43.60. So I bought shares 43.60. I was like, oh, wait it out and see if we can get to a measured move. This is a simple, they call like a classic zigzag move that you could ever come across and trade. Yeah, you know, are these moves like can like you have to look for it, but these are just like a simple um um 8 to 5 13, 13 swing move. Okay, so you have five up here, three for a correction, and five back to the upside. So you got five and five, 10 for three. That's a 13 swing move, if you want to label it. So it's pretty strong. I got out at 56. It went up another buck or two, but it's hitting a wall. I know. It's just you see this high right there from this. It's sitting on it is hitting a wall. I mean, if it overshoot, it can. But you see right there, it backed off from this channel, and now it's trying really, really hard to see if it could clear, like if it can get an overthrow above that channel. If it can it get to 60? Yeah, I mean it can, of course, but then it will eventually come back inside the channel. So the upside is going to be low. It's going to be. It was. It moved really fast. It's a whole trade, but hey, trade is a trade. Um, it's the same thing that I'm trying to make the case. This trade, STLD, the steel dynamic, is the same thing. One, two, three, four, five, diagonal A, three down in B. So you have a five and a three. Now we're looking for another five. So the measured move for this swing, now we put a channel here, take this low to this low, project it up to the highs. The measured move is at 159. So I'm really hoping that we're right here into our first zone, okay, which I highlighted it here. Now this one has resistance that it has to face, you know. So because we have this high to this high, and right there, yesterday we just tested that resistance. We kind of backed off. Okay, so this area right there is gonna make the decision for a breakout. Can it reject? Yeah, anything can happen. But the signal is valid, and we're just trying to see if I could if the price can manage to break from here, and then we can just simply take the same measured move up to this 159 from here. That's just like the previous trade that I just showed you. So rotation looks pretty good. So just gotta have to wait it out and see how it goes. So I mean, according to that time, I mean, just use that if you just wants to use that as a guide. I mean, it shows October 4. for this measured move. I mean, there are more prices back there, but I'm not worried about those. I'm just there's a plenty of time and price to squeeze a trade out of there. So it's above 550 and 200. RSI is getting up there, slight starting to. So I mean, implied volatility is 36 is slightly higher. Stock is up 18% year to date. So it could that would be that would be nice if we could get up there. Um, Mid cap, if we could do the rotation with the head leading heading northeast. See, not that many names. Only three stocks, four stocks out of 400. I know it's not something I want to do with four names. These are too close. So oops, let's look at Cody. It already has it's $4, but it already has a buy signal. So it has a buy signal here for the $4 stock, man. Come on. What's the other one? Oh, all three of them are healthcare. ILMN. Oops. This might get a breakout right there. A huge uptrend side with price action. Something to keep an eye on. If rotation is improving, this might be due for a move. Buy signal here went all the way up till here. Jeez. Big one. Yeah, it just taking a breather. Oops, I covered resistance. Looks like a triangle. Yeah, there's see. This one is looking. I don't even know what these. I have no idea what these companies are, to be honest. It looks kind of. That'd be a nice measured move. Oof. It doesn't look that bad, to be honest. It's like a triple bottom here. Oh man, this thing is looking a little coiled. Ah, so, this moves this. Um, the other one we have GE. This is a pharmaceutical company. Yeah, there's not that many in the mid cap. We can do a full S&P 500. That's gonna a few more name pops here. These ones gonna be. Where is the white one? No, it was down. It was on the where my laptop is on the table. Yeah, by the where the laptop is by the window. Yeah, it's over there. Yeah, these ones are pretty close. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, this is a stock we traded before. I traded it. Yeah, man, it's a mess. Yeah, this is I know. Just focus here. Oh, I got 200. Huge pop yesterday. Linux 16-point move yesterday with a volume. Wow. Oh, what company is this? Made a new high. Pretty expensive stock. Oh, and now it's gonna fight. It's gonna face the wall. And I think this is gonna go wild because it's so far back. That's where the biggest moves are. EXEM, that's the one. This one got a buy signal here. Dexcom. And the freaking stop's gonna be wide because it's such a huge bar. It triggered here on the 9-4. 9/3 low was all the way down here. Watch this one. I hope it backs off a little bit and 80, 78. See if it can back off. Stock moves. It's not that. 2.5, 2.8 TR play. Yeah, watch this one. Keep an eye on this one. Rotation looks good. Got a buy signal. See, that's how you find trades. Momentum, alpha, buy signal, defined risk, swing it. Don't even think. Where it goes, goes. Gets comes and bites you. Move on. Yeah, better keep an eye on this one. Okay, some of you guys who are here, you guys have to remind me during the week as well. Not your random stocks. We're the proper way to find trades. Just randomly pick in stocks, some imaginary names or whatever that you don't even know which stock is where. Yeah, just those are tough bets. Buy something where you have a good confirmation. I wrote it on a pad. This one, there's nothing here yet. You see? Got a huge upside. Oh man, what is this? Drain technology. Stock is up 12%. The stock has been taking a breather for a long time. Definitely a pullback. It's a clear five waves up. One, two, three, four, five. Five here. Three-way pullback. This stock has room to run. Oh yeah, look at this. All round back up. This is the area I gotta watch. This this high right there. 422. Oh, it right there. In technology. Hey, can you look up this? Do some research on this company. Look it up. This company. How are they doing?
It's a HVAC company,
Huh?
train HVAC company. It's a data AI data center play. It's a HVAC company, HVAC company,
The
air
train.
conditioning,
The
TT.
how's their earnings and stuff? Did you look?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested in this. It's just, it's gonna take time. This is a sandwich trade right now. Every time when the stock price comes between 50 and 200, I call it a sandwich trade because this is, you know, it takes time. But if we have, well, we don't have a buy signal. That's one thing. It's just sitting under the sell signal ever since. But, and I hate to rush into it as well, just to jump on them. Just gonna watch this one. So we found DXEM and TT so far. So we have found two trade setup. DXEM already has a buy call, buy signal. This one does not. So rotation is starting to look good. This is definitely a pullback. I don't know how that option chain looks like. Limited volume. Man, it doesn't look that liquid. Look at that bid and ask. Look, see that spread so wide. Look at that 50 cents, three and a half. Those are monthlies. No huge open interest either. Yeah, I'm not going out that far. And these you Saki tell how liquid the chain is. You see the bid and ask, how wide they are. Yeah, just I don't know. 345. We just gonna have to wait it out and see what triggers work. I wouldn't, and I hate to force trade in this kind of a um. We got a big move yesterday. Yeah, this is another one. I remember trading this thing a long time ago. This thing is not liquid either. Look, oh, this is huge. 33, 35. Wow. It's a 200 point wide spread. 26, 20. Oh boy. We gotta butterfly this thing. See, got the move right there, but we don't have a buy signal. It just popped yesterday. But rotation definitely looks, oh, it's a $900 stock as well. Keep that thing in mind. Rest are too close. This one got a big pop yesterday. So, whoa, 17 points. See, like, this invalidates the sell signal yesterday's gonna update on Monday. See this high right there? Got taken out yesterday. This is why I try to stick with most like S&P 100 because those stocks have liquidity. Much better to trade options on those 100. Once you go to a 500, there's just way too many stocks. And then you end up getting a really nice, good setup that looks right, fits everything well. And then, well, now you got to fight your life over illiquid option chain, So you see, like, not that many. If you're gonna run 500, everything is gonna pull up. I want to see few things. Let's see how many stocks has already made a new month high. So higher bar scan 1 month 5 1. I wouldn't. I can do 500. It can be quick. 154 stocks this month has made a new month high. Apple, AbbVie, Autodesk, Amazon. So these stocks will be okay this month. 154. So all of these stocks has a higher monthly bar. Okay, so there's Tesla as well. Tesla is good. Tesla has a higher monthly bar now. So Tesla will be okay this month. Okay, now we wanted to see how many stocks. Geez, it's been, where is my lower bar? How many stocks that had made over 110? So we have 157 against 110. So we have 500 stock in S&P. 157 had made a new high. That left you with 343 stocks. 343 stocks, 110 has already made a new monthly low. So that will leave you with 233 stocks. Those stocks are still probably sitting. Yeah, 237. I picked up a couple more. I was at 233. So these stocks are still range bound. Hasn't came out, hasn't made a new high yet for the month. It's Palantir right there. They're gonna break either way. So 157 stock. These are the ones that I wanted to avoid. There's a lower bar scan. ADP, AMAT has a lower AMD, Amgen, AMT. These stocks can bounce, but your upside is going to be not going to be huge. CME Chipotle, Deer, Dollar Tree. Here comes the Dexcom. Dexcom showing that buy signal on the daily time frame, but it has a lower monthly bar. So it's going to be tight upside to fight. Honey, JBL, ADP. Oh, KLA. This one had a pop yesterday, has a lower monthly bar. Those are diapers. Meta. Oh, I didn't even look at these ones. Man, Meta put a lower monthly bar. Uh, yeah, right here. Meta has a buy signal here and a mean reversion signal. That's why I'm interested in Meta and Amazon. These are the two stocks that I will be interested. I already played Meta. Had a nice pop the other day. So I wanna a lot going on here. You see doji here. You got the same double doji pattern come in play here on Meta. I wouldn't go too far. I already have a lower monthly bar. Run a retracement from here, here. So let's focus on this one. 250. Yeah, there you go. So we're 758. So the only what the most bet I will make is to this zone right here. Right here to this zone. So 760, 60, 80. So this premiums on this thing is so freaking crazy. Look at this, 760, 780, $858. 20-point wide spread. Gives you 11 deltas. You're risking $858 to make 1142. The risk reward sucks. I even said yesterday that thing, it's like marriage is horrible. Even you just even one out of the money, that's 760. Even if you go up another 10 more points up on, let's say you do 770 and 790. So now it drops into 725. The reward is 1275. At least give double, you know? It's crazy. 20 point whites, 20 points out of the money strike, just 11 deltas. We're not, going up here anyways until because so much time. We're just trying to play the move to the upside by trying to keep the cost lower. I mean, I would I would do 760, 70, 80. So if I would do 60, 80 and buy something, I'm going back here. Your eyes probably hurting because I'm changing the screen so fast. 760, 780, do 795. There you go, 383. So now you got a broken wing butterfly. Try to make some move to the upside. 17. No, I don't want to go there. 20. Yeah, that's reasonable. 20 deltas, positive theta, 383. I mean, this thing can close at 780, pays you almost $10,000. A massive reward. I mean, if it rips it all the way to the upside, your upside is maxed at 702. That's the most you can make if all three of them close in the money. And these butterflies have the most potential, the cheapest strategy of the entire option market, and it just has a massive reward. But two things: patience, patience, patience. That's it. This thing can come here. You're up to 500 bucks. Of course, the price is going to have a fluctuation, this and this. So it can rally all the way up, almost 755 bucks. Close it anytime you want, but it has a lot of time. But there comes a passage of time. That's what then this purple line's trying to elevate to the upside. And see, per day. Now your theta is increasing. It can move around here, there, whatever. Here you go. Closer and closer you're gonna get to that time. That's when the theta is gonna increase. So you just gotta sit around here. Look, here it goes. Look at that. One day, it's gonna pay you almost $5,000 just to hold these premiums. 5 grand. Think about it for a second. You only long 15 delta. You ended the day, okay, because you're getting close to the expiration. Now you long like 26 deltas. Moves around because this is the broken wing butterfly. But that night right there, the next day when the market opens, when the option market reprice, you kind of gain $4,500. This for now you're up like 47.80. Boom. One single day can turn the whole thing into almost 10 grand. It doesn't matter where you close. You just have to close below from here to here. Anywhere close, that's your final payout and expiration. You can just let the thing expire in the money. Who cares? It's gonna cancel each other out anyways. So anywhere you can close in this tent, that's your reward right there at the end of expiration. And then as soon as you come out, your upside is max at 702. That's the most you can make. But if you back off, there you go. Jumps right back up. Closer and closer you're gonna come close to the center of the body, bigger the reward is. It's very hard to to hold the trade into the close because you're gonna have the gamma But again, people take risk. I don't, that's what we do every single day. So the point is this that these trades have the best risk to reward if you're willing to hold the trade. As long as the signal is good and we have the levels, which I will give you, that this is the zone. And if you say like, okay, if we go hit that zone and if we manage to hold that zone for like, you know, by my expiration date on a trade, yeah, there you go. That's your reward right there. So you're gonna have to like structure the whole trade right from the start because you just trying to say like, okay, I'm making a bet for the price to reach that point. Once it reaches that point, because you have some of the strong fibs starting to stack there, that could put up like a cluster of fibs, and then the price to hold that zone just to kill time. That passage of time is going to reward you. Stock doesn't, it doesn't have to move much. It can just fluctuate. But the time decay is the what you need to collect once you get to that certain zone. It's the same thing here. So if you structure something on meta, let's suppose you have a buy signal here, fine. So you took the buy signal. Now you think that the price will eventually go up here. You can make something out of here for 2 weeks out on time. And if the price goes there and it stays in between this, that's where you're gonna hit a home run. But now the question is if the price is gonna go in there and it can get there Monday and then it backs off, then what? You don't know that. So that's the key though. It can get there 3, 4 days from now. And then it gets here and it just rips through it. It's just a matter of like price to get in this zone and it stays in this zone. That's where your reward is going to come into a play. So that requires a lot of patience for a trade to play out for this kind of a that I want to turn 1,500 to a 10 grand, you know? Sounds extremely like exciting, like wow. That's the power of options. There's no spread or a single call ever gonna pay you 10 grand unless you're gonna catch a 100+ point move. But you can capture a 20-point move, but your risk to reward is so massive. Think about it for a second. So you can make money going up while trading a butterfly, you know? So if you can just go from here to here, to let's say 780, you make 520 bucks. So you risk 22.98 worth of a debit that you paid. We can do five, let's say $1,900, make it another 2 grand. So for 2 grand worth of a risk, sorry, the debit that you pay, you're not risking 2 grand. The debit that you paid, which is $2,000, you make a move from here to 780, you make like 433 bucks, give or take. Okay, can you go up a little bit more? Let's say you get to 790, 530 bucks. Can you close the trade? Sure you can. You paid $19 worth of a debit, you got yourself 500 bucks. Is a good trade? Yes, it is. But the point is like you're willing to hold the trade, but your entire payout on that trade is $8,000. But you don't know if the price is going to stop here. That's the problem. So you're going to turn $1,900 trade into 8 grand. Because this thing right there per day, because you have a low theta right now, but closer and closer you're going to get to the expiration because that's what is going to go up. Here comes the elevation. Yeah, last day. But I mean, you could be here all excited, and then all of a sudden, the last day when the market trading and stuff, you just like pops right back. So from here that you're up like almost three. Your upside is capped at 585 bucks. Now you're negative 358. You close it out here, then now you're losing money per day. See, minus 443. So all the theta that you gained here, 3,000 now it's going to go negative because all the three of them are in the money, has more intrinsic value. So what you trying to do, this how the broken wind butterfly works, you want to keep this $760 strike in the money. You want to burn 780 and 795 premiums. The premiums, the value that it has, that's your profit. So you wanted to burn 780, 795. 780 right now because you're short is $1,655 worth of a premium. And 795 is $1,165 worth of premium. But you wanted to keep this 2,500 in the money. This one and this one. Okay, right there. They go to zero. All the premiums you get to keep at the end of the by closer you're gonna get to expiration. So the price just has to stop in this zone. That's your stoppage point. And you want to burn this side. So each day, okay, you're just gonna collect the time decay. So you want to keep this one in the money, and you want to let the 178 and 179 to expire worthless. This premium right there is your profit. That's it. How butterfly works. They're one of the I love them. I don't know. As if I could risk a $2,000, even if I make 500 bucks or so, fine. I mean, it's still a very good trade. But can you make like, let's say you have five and you get yourself up here and you say like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna roll one of a profit in. You could do that as well. Let's say you close four of them instead of five. Don't close all of them. Say like, you know what? I'll just gamble one. So you booked profit on four, turn that thing back into a one. That one contract that you're gonna hold, let's say, if you get lucky, you're still gonna make 1,600 bucks. So if $383, you can turn into a $1,600. Anywhere you can close. I gotta go back to a last expiry. Uh, right here. Buy this thing. I think that's done. Let me see. So this one, $383 worth of a debit, you already cashed out four, can turn into a $1,600 trade. Anywhere you can close, 1,000 here. Your upside is capped at $117. As long as you can close in this zone here, it's all profit right there. So you can always roll one. It's like, you know what, screw it. I'll just um, roll, just hold them as a lotto. it all depends, like how emotional and how. I'm a very calm guy when it comes to trading. I don't rush. You know me. I don't do that. I mean, what it is, just deal with it. You have to give some time. Let this, if the setup looks good, stick to the plan. I mean, if it looks bad, I mean, just move on. But the only downside about a broken and butterflies and stuff, you pay a lot of commission though. You know, that's the that's the only thing because all these cheaper contracts has a lot of heavy commissions. So this is the only thing that sometimes that's why I like trading more S&Ps and stuff, has a much lower commission and much better risk to reward and trades and stuff on butterflies and things like this. But anything like some of these trades have a huge commission because you're buying $2 worth of premium and then you're expecting to make like 12 grand and you're gonna bump that trade up for $2, probably take like 10, 15 contracts. Yeah, and then add the commission now, so that's the only um, drawback of the butterflies. That as soon as you're gonna try to size up the cheaper contract because you betting like you trading three strike prices all at once. So they want to make their money on their spread, so okay, show is over. I don't, it's not, I don't, I mean, I had few things I wanted to, um, to discuss, just to on a monthly time frame and stuff, things that I'm seeing, five here. It just, I know it was a little stretch, but, I think we're gonna be okay in September. But when it comes to, October, I don't, I don't have a very great feeling about it. There's diamonds, um, diagonal one, down in two, up in three, three versus one, 450, so the 2 points shy of wave four. Now looking for wave five of one. So that's the plan for this one. Now, if I have to fit everything here and we move a three here, make a case for four, we can, but the reason why I have this thing open is because we just broke this December 4 of 2024 high here, and we're just literally kind of like chopping around here up at the top. So going from here just to make some more room. Wait, one down in two, three, four, five, that five within one, down in three. We should look for a continuation to see if we can make some room to the upside. Upside target is 475, 127 extension from that peak to trough. So your upside zone is this. That's going to be a minimum just to get to the upside from here. I mean, if it comes back down and stuff, we just gotta have to for make a case for that for this fourth wave somehow, So I don't like to change goalposts. I just want to stick to if I want to move a three here. This is more like a textbook prints, This is much one, two, three versus one down and four, and I can just look for a small five smaller waves to complete a fifth wave. If you have a diagonal here and one, there's going to be a very good chance this thing is going to extend. So if this diagonal was 11.38, so 11.38, my ruler, 5.83. So we're just like little, almost half point there. 100% will be right here. So that's why I draw the zone 100 to this. So does this matter? I'm working. I like this is a little aggressive, but I don't know. I like this one. I mean, one, two, up in three to the new highs, backed off in a triple combo, up in a five in a diagonal. Took a flush out of the diagonal, which is always a typical. A reversal of the diagonal down into A, B, and C, down in two. So, I mean, kind of like this setup from here. So we'll see. I'm just looking, this is just making a case of an extended fifth compared to one, so I don't know. Might do us can do a 1-2-1-2. That's another way to do it. That's making a very kind of aggressive call. We can do this like this. So you got a 1, 2, that's 1, 2. So what diagonal 1 and 2. Now you're looking for a third. So this is good as well. So it really doesn't matter if you want to go 1, 2 or 1, 2 off of four, or you can just do 1, 2, 1, 2 as well. So it really doesn't matter. So you can have an extended fifth, or you can just make a case of a third. So regardless what the case is, you're looking for a higher swing anyway. So just you can change Elliott in two different ways as well. You can look for an extended one, or you can do a 1, 2, 1, 2. It's the same thing. Uh, what do I have open? I'm just going on what I have it open. Here's the Apple. Same thing here. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a one down in two, up in three, three versus one, down in four. Found support, kind of making his way out now in a wave five. So for the wave five, we should look for five smaller waves, something like this. Got down in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this fifth. Okay. Amazon, if this triangle is completed, so it's the one we would look for. Yeah, it made it to a one. Yeah, almost there to 100%, which is good. I don't know, any got a little bit of a gap here. Yellow. Yellow is a buy zone. Green is the target zone. It's pretty, I'm not in love with the wave one, to be honest. It looks a little funky to me, but this is what it is. Sometimes you can get a perfect read, and sometimes you're just not gonna get the really. impressive. But if the rest of the wave count along goes up the right way, you can just, I'm not saying I totally ignore it, but I know the look is very important, but sometimes you can just like you can do one, two, cannot put up. It's going to be a clear three-way move. I'd rather just do it this way. This way, at least B gives you a flat of 127 extension, which is a typical 90% to a 127 extension is for the B wave. Down in C, if there's an expanded flat, because this way right there, you got a 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 261.8. Then you had a sideways consolidation here for a long time and a wave 4, and now you're trying to look for a post-triangle thrust back to the new highs. New text, the Amazon new all-time highs, 242. So 242, I mean, it's getting close. So it's at this quadruple top right there, all these highs here. So 230, 228-ish, kind of this zone right there, if it managed to hold. I'm planning to put a trade on, see how it goes, and see if we can play this post triangle thrust to the upside. Doesn't have a sell signal, so we're gonna be we're fine. So this is the one we should attack next week. We'll buy a little bit of a time and play a move back to the new highs. Okay. What do I have open? Oh, this thing is good. It's the same thing, the rabbit hole. Remember, we've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. We have a case that we could make same. We made the WXY triangulation. It's been good. I'm not gonna since ever. I don't think that I've posted this yet. The same thing I did WXY. Um, I don't think I've showed to you guys, but not, I haven't posted this thing on a Twitter either. It's the same thing here that we're doing on Apple. You see W, X, triangulation, Y, and then you had 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how it is going ever since. So it's the same thing with this is a very like once you get to this Y triangulation and stuff, this is a very complex, advanced Elliott, with the fibs and time and all that kind of stuff. But it just if you come across these are very rare corrections that doesn't really you get to see too often. But but if you remember the channel that I drew, like I've never moved this channel ever since. See, got a huge throwover. See right there, same thing. Same thing is going to happen here every time. This is nothing new. I've learned this thing when I was trading forex. I've traded currency market for 8 years, so I know everything about currency market. Um, it just I've noticed a lot of this price using channels there on the currency market. I was like, you got to throw over here, and then you got the same throw on the opposite side. I was like, okay, and then over the years, trading one pair after another, you just get to see it, and then every time when I will draw a channel, I just don't move it, you know. So we kept him this way on Apple for a very long time. Now he's made his way up, back test, and trying to make his way out. So here is the same case that we're trying to make, WXY. We need to find 8 swings off the low. We don't have 8 swings anywhere off the low. Okay? If this plays out, so we have the prior high right there, 367. This swing right there was 355. Now, what do we have? We have a clear diagonal one down in two, three, four, five. So we have five up, three down. So we have three, three, three. WXY down to 261, 61.8. Then from here, we made a new higher high because this price went above this high, right? So we have another five, one, two, three, four, five. Bit of a deeper retracement down almost towards 78.6. This is what I was couple like last week or so saying like this is the rabbit hole right there. If it can make its way out, then we can make the case back to the upside. So we're down in one, two, three, four. Can get one more push here just to at least complete one. And then from there, it has to set back in two. Okay. And then from there, we can look for a third wave. If this holds. So the wave count looks good. There's nothing wrong with that. So we're just gonna keep it the way it is. Rotation looks good. Buy signal is in. It actually invalidated the sell signal, so it will update on Monday. So the buy signal is in. Rotation is good on the RRG. So Tesla should be okay. You know, take a little bit of a move to the upside. It's been pretty choppy and sideways, but the upside for now, based on the ATR, the move that we can look that you can expect or look for, it would be this 367, 368 kind of area, 370, I would say. This area, this zone. Once we'll get to that zone, then we'll see if we can make the case of this 400 there. So that would be a 361. But the minimum upside, so we can just go this and this. Yeah, 370 is this zone right there. So if it managed to get there, then we're gonna build our second zone up there. It's gonna be too far out. We don't have we don't have an ATR that gives us that make a case with that, that far out. So one at a time. So for now, if it doesn't matter if this thing can extends all the way up here, we don't know that. It doesn't matter. So just a matter of like if this fifth is gonna take us there, if it stops here, setback, then go. Regardless, the upside zone, what you are targeting right now will be this, not this yet. Once the price will get, if the price will get there, then I will see how the wave count looks, how this internal smaller waves looks. Then we'll make the case for this one. If we'll get here, then we will have the ATR will give us that clue to make the case higher. Not from here to here. That's just plain stupid, to be honest. So 370 is the upside to mark on your chart for now. Um, Q's same thing. Um, See if we could. It's been sideways as we all. I mean, we had it's a pretty um excellent like a triangle that should give us a room push, make a room back to the upside towards 600. So it's okay. There's nothing much to do. But if you look at it, the whole thing, it's just what do you see here? It's literally sideways. I mean, look at this price action, okay, and look at this. You can clearly tell the difference. The market is choppy. Don't expect like, oh yeah, the market is like it's like a broad, it's a broad like everything is moving so up and big. No, it's not. when you starting to look under the hood, it just you don't you find selective names, but you don't get to see like everything is just like ripping across the board. But it's definitely you see like the point is this that this was the high, right? So this was the beating I took in April, made its way out. You see how much room that you're trying to make to the upside when you take out this high right there. You have to look at this way. You see, like when you come back up and then you kind of like wrestle around here, and then you have to make your room, you have to make room to the upside after a breakout. So my question is, if I understand this is growth, fine, it moves this and that. It's the same thing you're doing here. So you telling like if somebody's trying to tell me that you had a high back here and you made all the way back up here until this spot, they got a confirmation here with a volume breakout. So for that many months that you managed to go back up, this is all you get. That's your previous pivot. You need to form another pivot now to the higher level, you know? So it has room. It has room. I mean, I don't, I don't really actually track this from day to day basis, but as long as it can come back, that's fine. But that doesn't change the whole picture, meaning that this thing is just coming like this. No, it's gonna hit 50,000 one day. Just wait. I don't know when, but it will. Dow is gonna hit 50,000. Um, Qs we already did. S&P. That's it. These are what I have open. Here I'm just going through one by one. The you ask about GLD. GLD doing the same thing. Post triangle thrust back to the upside. He a little bit get out, but it's okay. It was valid. Stayed above. Yeah, stayed above this low. It's good. Rules are rules. We gotta apply the rules right. And okay, so what do we have? Post triangle thrust on gold. Okay, if I can keep this, now I'll make the case of a fifth wave. So now we decompose this. So go green. So yeah, right at 200 now. That's the wall. Okay. It's a very strong fib. So gold can take a bit of a breather. Okay, but or it can just try to make a move back to 339. So that would be a 261.8 extension. So we'll stop here. I mean, decompose this. Come on. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some sort of a clear invalidation here now. This is a zone must hold. Is this is the must hold zone for gold. The prior resistance act as a broken support. This thing breaks, it's gonna that's the top right there for gold for us for a huge correction back to the downside. So if it can make a move, yeah, 200. Yeah, this you see right there what S&P is doing here. You're not gonna crack that 200 that easily. Yeah, this is a pretty darn sticky fib once you come in. You can poke above it, a couple points. Yeah, you're not gonna slice through it that easily. 200 will never gonna break that fast. I'll give you a few hopes, but so that's what the goal is. I'll just leave it like this. Okay. So you just either look for this third wave to either extend toward here, then look for this some sort of a setback in a fourth. It will make a case here for four in case, let's say, if it ends here. So that's your zone for the fourth wave right here. So you can do this right here. So once the fourth wave comes back down for take a breather, then you look for this fifth wave to the upside. But you can open this way the way it is. Okay, I wouldn't. The swings are up anyways on gold. There's no point to make a case for a fourth wave. So see if we can get above to. Gold is on a monster run. Go like this. So we can do this. Okay. Imagine me doing this in the middle of a session. So I mean, look, I really love to help every single one of you, teach you a thing or two. You need to respect my time. The first hour and the last hour of trading, do not ask me for a chart. It really bothers me and I'm really annoyed by that. During the day, if you want to ask me, no problem. I'll give you any chart you want. Do not ask me for a chart in the first and last hour. It's the most important trading hours. I want to watch the open and I want to watch the close. I don't want to be bothered by pull this. I want to see this RRG. I want to do this and that. You have enough time to ask me that. If you need a chart, wake up in the morning early, prep yourself, and you have a chart before the session starts. Okay, I don't like it. You're gonna ask me for this chart, I mean, you're simply not gonna reply you back. I'm not being rude, but you just have to understand that I have a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so either you wake up early or you just wait for the first hour to end, and then when the volume kind of cools off, when we have a first 1 hour candle fully open and close, then I can give you anything you want, no problem. You want to look at RRG, you want a certain chart, anything. If I have enough time, I can draw a wave count for you as well. I'll do that, but do not do that from the first and last hour. That's all. Okay, there's certain times that I'm watching how the positions are working. This I have to make some adjustments and stuff. I have 4 different accounts running in front of me. I need to manage risk. So I don't want to be bothered with these charts can wait. Nothing is gonna happen. No such a thing is just gonna go um, comes out of the monitor in the first 1 hour. So you can wait. So I mean, if you're gonna go like this, we can see if we can get up to this third wave. And then from there, fourth, well, if the swing will turn down, then we'll make the case of fourth. There's absolutely no way, no point for me to make a case for a fourth wave. That's the same thing that I'm not doing here either. I'm just leaving him there for entertainment purposes, to be honest. There's no point for it. When we have directions that changes to the downside, then we'll make the case for a fourth wave. There's no point to entertain a fourth to the downside, but we don't even know where the high is. Because that can all change, you know? The time can change, the price will change, everything will change. So you have to wait for I know what to look for. I know how Elliott and Gann works. So when I post something, just pay attention to it and that's all. Don't sit and assume things. Just not you're just wasting your time for no reason. I know like everybody's dying to have this. But trust me, when it will come, it will be the most painful wave that you're gonna trade. Okay, these are the most difficult trades uh, to make trades here in the fourth wave. Then you're just gonna sit and wish like, when is this damn thing is gonna end? Because it is such a monster move. The price is gonna most likely just gonna go sideways. If this is, I don't know. If this is turning into some sort of a funny looking diagonal, I don't know. I mean, can have a pretty sharp reversal down to the downside. I mean, this one has a minimum downside of 63.60. That's your first downside. Second will be 62.12 if this is reverses. 63.60. We were 64.81. 64, 63. I mean, want to throw a butterfly, I mean, we could do that, but I'm not dying to look. I will buy puts like I swing like on hourly chart. This is not something that to put it on a board and wait and hope for the market to correct lower. That is a very tough bet to make. If because you think that you figure out that top somewhere from two guys on a Twitter that I'm willing to put a bet on and I'm gonna buy like a 30 days or 60 days worth of a time. That's just a dumb way to make a trade. Play a short term. We can scalp a trade if it's a matter of puts. I got signals working on a 1 hour chart as well. I know what to look for. If I get a daily sell signal on Optima, I mean I'm gonna swing it. That's fine. I'll do that. If that continues, that's fine. That's different. But gotta like need some sort of a confirmation saying like, okay, yeah, signal is in. That's why I'm not swinging trades left and right. So like just wait for it and then we'll get it, you know? Like we go back here. That's the first damn sell signal I saw here on this screen. It's like, okay, fine, let's swing one. I've been sitting, we had this drawdown, we don't have any puts. I was like, just wait. I was like, I know it's gonna come at some time, at some point, so let's just wait for it. So I came here and I took the shot. Well, we took a round trip, but that's fine. Trade is a trade. What can we do? But I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a shot. But I don't have the last one was back here. Was July 31st. You see the time? It was a pretty nice drawdown here the next day. Same thing here. See, sell signal here, lower bar. Sell signal here, lower bar. So it's the same thing like sell signal triggered here. We had an outside bar, which is what can we do? I was really hoping that we're just gonna get a flush down here to 64.31. That was a one standard deviation move that I was looking for this price you know, to open around here. But we end up going higher and then we're just making a reversal back down. I was like, oh boy, that's fine. We'll see. That's a doji right there. Or the IWM ended, was it daily? Yeah. They ended the day yesterday with the doji. That was a higher bar. That was a higher bar. You see, like doesn't even match because this index is the only one has made the most highs than anyone else and than any other index. You have to look at that way as well. It's just, but now if we look at time wise, they're pretty good on time. I'm not gonna deny that. 11 days up on a swing, 10 days up, 11 days up, 11 days up. So they're tracking really good. They're all of these swings, they're working really good with time though. This is the one I'm watching every day. Okay. So we're that the percentage wise swings, I mean the percentage swing is still good. So we have 10 bars against 6, 2.9%, 2.9%. It's just like an equal measured move, but it extended more in time, but the price is exactly the same. Okay. So you have 11 days, 4%, 5.8. You see, this is short, hasn't reached um, uh, the percentage range. It's 5.8%. This is 4%. These are the things that I'm watching. Then I'm watching the rotation. Then it's like, okay, well, if I can make the case for on cues to see if we can get 5 more waves up, because I have confirmation here that we have some room to the upside. If it plays out, here we got this is the thing that you see. This is different. You 38 bars. It's only 11 because this one has made so many new highs. It's only 3 down days. This is the daily time frame though. 3 bars down. Now we're up 11 bars. So for 11 days, we've been rallying. I mean, we took this drawdown, but we just reversed, made a V back up. And now this swing right there, I don't know, but it has to go up at least. It's only up 3%. It has to reach at least 9.1% or 38 bars to match the previous swing. Not here. These one all behaving really good, not compared to this one. This is some only because one index has had made way many too highs compared to the other ones. So it's always going to be off. So we're just gonna watch. I'm gonna watch and see what happens. The rest, all three of them are behaving really good. What it's you like? Let's see. See. Oh, this has a sell signal. Um, it has a sell signal. This low went all the way down to this low as well. You have a 66 sell signal. You're down here. You below 5,200. Yeah, that's your 200 right there. Oh man, that took a lot of beating so far. 70 down to 50. That's 54. Doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I don't know. You have to wait for some signal to trigger. There's nothing here. But yeah, definitely volume is coming up here. Volume got a bit of a pop. But yeah, we don't have, if it's going to come back up here, it's going to hit the wall right here, that 200. You see, already spent almost 3, 4, 5, 6 days so far below the 200-day mark. So it's gonna be a pretty tight area of resistance right here. There. So keep an eye on this one and just wait for if you like this one, wait for the some signal to fire. Let me check. Oh yeah, that thing is taking a beating, man. Look at this. See, that's why you see how rotation right there, momentum is so weak. That's why the stock took such a huge hit to the downside. Yeah, bigger the rotation is, bigger the move. You think I'm chasing all day. This, you wanna you wanna be in a same thing on the upside. You wanna be in a stock ahead of time for a move. That's where the money is. I wanna be in some sort of a deadbeat stock sitting here, close and chopping around here. I don't know. IWM rats. They're like they had a pretty big move. I had a wave count. I, I posted yesterday, didn't I? Um, Here. Let's watch this and see how it goes. I mean, same thing, one, two, this is third. Or we can just put a third here. We can do that as well, just to put a third here, four, and then you look for a fifth wave. So either it really doesn't, you can change it, but it's not gonna, it will be okay. I can adjust this thing because I don't like to draw multiple wave count, but you can do one, two, okay, three, four, five, you know. So you have no, I'm done from the low from here. So you have one, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. So this three comes here. Okay. What's going on with my mouse, man? Seriously. So this one comes here, and then you got this. So you can make the case, doesn't really, and then from here you can just look up, but doesn't matter. External retracement from the lows is going to be the same. 100% all time 244. So it is 2.9, 2.95% away from all time high. Is it this one? No. Hang on. What is the high in? Yeah, this is the high. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, 244. That's what I thought. Was like the previous high is here. It's a double top. It's gonna break. Kidding me? It's a matter of time. Right here. So you have this high. You guys have shares or no? For 183, we bought shares. I don't know if you guys have. Some of you guys are just gonna close everything and chasing the prices away back after that. Um, this high, this high, and this. So we have a double top here. You think the double top is not gonna break? We need a strong volume for that, but it's gonna clear. I don't know when, but it will. So we can just make a case here for a third. If the price does back off here, it's going to be a triple top here anyways. That's going to even get even more better. If it managed to set back, I'd rather do 3, 4, and then go with if we're trying to break a double top. Yeah, I can adjust this. I got to move this thing here. Let me just clean this mess. Yeah, I would do this. Let's look for like this. Then look for a fifth wave for the breakout. You need an impulsive, strong wave, a third one, especially a third wave. Third waves are the one like this. They are the one who breaks double tops. So this one, see 100% here, 261 point there from, yeah, you have a shorter one, you have an extended fifth wave, so it's totally fine. Your 4 versus 3 to 3.6. That would be, okay, that's the case for taken out the if the market rolls over, well, anything can happen. And then we just gotta have to adjust this somehow. We either put a three back here to make a case for a fourth wave. I'd rather do that. That would then, if that would be the case, then we will match this blue four with the same IWM as well. So I'll adjust it. That's not a, but the point right now is to see if that is going to break the double top or not. No index has ever topped out with a double top. Always remember that. Or triple top. Those are the ones that are going to break. Those are liquidity zones. Massive liquidity traps are. It's gonna sweep it out. Um, I have shares, man. I can hold this sucker for another 5 years. I don't care. See. Well, some of you are new here, then you don't have some of the old positions, but some of the old guys are here who knows which position we open. But then some of you already closed it because you don't have enough patience to hold. But if I'm gonna close it, I will put it up on alert that this position. But some of these positions you're not gonna be able to see it because they're like almost close to a year now. Um, because the Slack has a 90-day window for they just for 3 months old messages they just remove them. Not remove them, they just like hide that you cannot see them anymore. But that's fine. I mean, we'll find more. Always wanted to have some the small caps instead of like fighting individual stocks, which I get them here or there, but just to have money in IWM all the time. That's all. So good to have it. Small cap, just own all 2,000 stocks all at once. Stock is, I mean, don't get me wrong. This position was not open here. This position was originally open back here. 180 right there, 183 right there. This. So this position was somewhere around December or so. So I wrote this entire thing, give a negative with this April sell-off. Keep that thing in mind. I have a negative from here. I have shares. So I'm not worried about it. And then from there, now I'm back here. So I took a pretty wild turn on this trade, but it doesn't cost me anything to hold. So now this trade right there off this position, up 29, roughly 30%. I was up 33.5% here from here to the highs. I didn't sell it. I went negative, as you can see. Now I'm back to positive, right? Back to where I was pretty much. I'm still slightly off from the highs, but it's the game of, it's all about patience. That's all. But when it comes to option trading, chewed me out, with the time decay for sure. IV, spike in IV, the premium. Oh man, that thing just. But at the same time, not. everybody has capital to put in all to a trade, so everybody's looking for hedging. Options definitely has the edge, but it's very risky. But butterflies are the best. Oh, okay, that's it. Let's see where we look. No buy signal, horrible RRG, IWM, fine, double top. That's it. I think show is over, 12 o'clock. I'm gonna stop the recording. Pause.